If you haven't seen the other videos, this has been a bit of a Zero to Hero series, including the leveling up. Our gear now is in a pretty solid position. We have some very nice items, mainly this chest. This ring is also pretty solid. These legs are pretty good. Now, some of our gear pieces are a bit weak still. We still do have a grey crystal ball, white riveted gloves, and grey occultist boots. However, these occultist boots are the legacy ones, the bugged ones, which give 14 movement speed. So our movement speed is really quite high. We're currently running more of a melee-oriented Warlock build, poking down with a crystal ball a little bit. We're running things like Bloodstained Blade and Power of Sacrifice to buff ourselves with the Eldritch Shield. Just a little bit of damage from Curse of Pain and Bolt of Darkness to poke at people from range. With, of course, the Blow of Corruption. The runs have been going very well so far. We only have 1 gold, but we do have some spare backup gear that we can use if we do die. And some things potentially to trade or sell later on when we decide what we want to do with them. Currently sitting at level 7, soon to be level 10 hopefully, and pick up another perk. Next one will probably be maybe Curse Mastery, or Malice, something like that probably. Either way, let's head into Goblin Caves and see if we can have another nice run for ourselves. Okay, we are in. I was thinking about which other classes could potentially be the biggest threat to us. I'm thinking probably Barbarian Ranger are the biggest threats. We don't have much magical healing at all, so if we are if we're not in a good position to fight the Ranger, and we let him poke us down, we don't have Phantomize, and we don't have any way really to close the gap very well. And he will outdamage us at range, absolutely. It's also easier to hit, I think. Oh, interesting. This one only gives +1 all attributes. I wonder if that's a roll or if that's already been nerfed. Not entirely sure. Hopefully this is unlocked. It is. So they actually changed Lionhead's chest to always give green tier loot at a minimum. So, oh nice, that's blue. That's going to sell for quite a good money. I will actually take this Morning Star, just in case if we end up fighting against someone later in the run who could use that. Just so they don't... Ooh. Well, they're blue, they're not very good. So, like, if a cleric comes through here, they can't pick that up and use it against us. It's also relatively unlikely that we'll have a full inventory worth of things to loot. But we can always just drop it if we need to. So, there should be the centipede here again, I imagine. Should take us a little while to kill that, but it's probably worth it for the chance of more jewelry. Another ring would be really nice. Take up whatever scraps we can get. Now, it probably will take us a while to kill. Can I, No, that doesn't hit, okay. Right. Really should probably stop missing my, spells. Ooh, it did the new attack. So it actually does... Is it gonna come back? Ooh, didn't think that would hit. But again, we're not at a huge risk of dying as long as we're a little bit careful and keep our dots up on the centipede. It shouldn't really pose much of a threat. Although this damage over time ability on the floor is quite annoying. Okay, I was going to dot it up and run into the zone, but it died. Double Francisca axes, that's quite unfortunate. Useless. Also, they don't really sell for much. I'm not sure if I showed me selling them in the previous run, or one of the previous runs, but they do not sell for much, even when they're higher tier. I think we will actually just... actually, no. I was thinking about campfiring here, but we have enough meds to probably just med through. Won't med ourselves up to full health, we'll just top ourselves up a bit, and then we can probably finish the rest off on some PvE. We've got to remember though, we only have 1 additional magical healing at the moment, so we're not just... We don't just instantly full heal from basically dead. as soon as we find one mob. But I really am enjoying the new Warlock so far. I like how versatile it is. You can play it as this kind of melee hybrid, or you can just play it as basically a pure spellcaster is now viable, which I really enjoy. I love playing versatile classes where your playstyle can change, especially running, depending on what build you run. That's why I was quite enjoying Fighter before, because with the Weapon Mastery perk, and you can just use whatever you want, that's really enjoyable to me. 2 players already died so far, one to PvE, one to the Dark Swarm. Which I guess is also technically PvE. I can't see... Oh, there. The Death Beetles quite often roll away a little bit when they die, so sometimes you've got to be careful not to lose their bodies. There is actually a pretty nice chest up here, I believe. It's probably locked, but we should probably check it just to see. I feel like they definitely buffed loot. I can't say definitely, but it absolutely feels like they did. I feel like since this most recent wipe, I've got much better loot, very consistently. I'm just gonna check to see... Okay, it's still locked. So what we're gonna do is we're going to pull this guy over here, dot them up for the healing. Yeah, we probably need to kill this. For both of these. As long as we're careful with our health and make sure we always have mobs near us, with this additional +1 magic healing, we are very survivable. Helps if we do hit our spells, though. I actually shouldn't hit this guy, just let the dots tick a bit, get ourselves healed up. Yeah, we're good. With the most recent buff to the big chests that are quite consistently locked, such as the Lion's Head chest and the Golden chest, it does almost make me want to play my Rogue again, and actually run Lockpick, especially with the recent buffs. If you didn't see, in the most recent hotfix to Dark and Darker, they buffed a bunch of the Rogue things that they nerfed previously. I do think they over-nerfed Rogue, but they have done that with a few classes. I do think they over-nerfed Wizard in that one patch where they just basically cut the spell's damage by like 30 to 40%. That was quite harsh. But, you know, the devs are really quite active, so they buff things up again quite fast, generally. If something's truly unplayable, it doesn't tend to stay super unplayable for that long. Really impressed with the patch cycles so far, or the development cycles on Dark and Darker. The amount of updates and relatively good changes overall. There are a few which are a bit questionable, but overall I'd say they're doing a very good job. Which makes me happy, because I think this game is... Oh, okay, there's someone there. He phantomized. Well, he's running towards the outside of the zone, so let's heal up a little bit. Yeah. I need to remember, while my spells are quite strong and I should poke, I also have very strong melee. And that should be my priority if I'm allowed to just walk up and hit. Let's just sort the symmetry out a little bit. Can fit a bit more of this loot in. Are any of these worth taking? Not really. That Falchion with the Blur of Corruption just does such crazy damage on a headshot. Like, most classes are really gonna feel that. Even, like, physical damage fighters will take, physical damage reduction fighters will take a considerable hit from just the Blow of Corruption damage itself, because the headshot multiplier actually applies to it. Let's actually pick up the lantern instead of that, that's fine. Healing potion, and we'll be on our way into the next room. I did hear a portal open somewhere close. There's one. Okay. One more fighter down. Okay, let's drop some of these things that are not too important, and let's not just read, let's just pick up. Take whichever's the most valuable. I think this green thing is very valuable. Or quite valuable, at least. And then let's just take a few more white one-slot things and get out of here. Alright. Let's drop that mace, take a few more pieces. And let's get out of here. I assume we're the last person in the raid at that point. Yeah. So we could have looted up a bit more, but I didn't want to stick around just in case there was, you know, a rogue stealth or something. We were quite low. So we made a huge amount of money in this raid. We got 2 additional pendants. Probably not quite as good as ours, but we'll keep them anyway. See how much gold we're going to get from the collector. Probably quite a lot, because we've got some high tier stuff in here. 150 flat. Lovely. Sold these lanterns. Another 25 of extra gold. We got 6 of these candy corns as well, so these are for the jack-o'-lanterns. So we're 15 in total. I don't think that's enough to quite get anything yet. Maybe some of the smaller pieces. Yeah, no, some of these pieces are really hugely expensive. 80. I'm considering if we should get a better crystal ball. 2 agility and extra magic penetration is quite nice. I think at this point I'm going to save this magic staff, and then this gives us an extra slot to take loot. The only thing I'm not curious, or I'm not too sure about, is do we want these occultist boots, or do we want something with more stats such as these heavy boots? I think we might actually take these heavy boots. And then we can keep these legacy things, probably for a spellcaster or something like that, so we can kite a bit harder, might be interesting. And I think we're also going to take these riveted gloves. I think they're quite a nice upgrade from our just default gloves. Unfortunately, there's no rings available from the Goblin Merchant, it's just 1 pendant, which for now we have enough pendants. Granted, they aren't amazing. Some of them are pretty decent. Badger pendant's pretty good, Rat pendant's okay. And this Fox pendant we have is quite nice. So we're actually stacking up quite a bit of gold now that I don't think we're going to spend. We can't really get too many extra upgrades at the moment. We could bring in more meds, but we have so many at the moment, I don't feel like we need more. I suppose we will go and get that crystal ball. Make our spells do a little bit more damage, and we'll have the extra agility whilst we're running around with our falchion and crystal ball out. Very solid gear now. We're starting to get to the point where we can't really get too many more upgrades aside from very high tier items, purples. We can get an extra ring. Of course we can get the cloak as well, but the cloaks are quite rare on Goblin Caves. I think there are a few spawns, but we'll be on the lookout for them anyway. So I'm thinking we will actually drop the Bloodstained Blade. I'm just not really feeling it's that strong of an ability, and I think we will actually just put on the Hydra. We can only really do this because of how much knowledge we have from my gear. Under normal circumstances, we wouldn't be able to take the Hydra as well, but I think our spell setup is looking good right now. There are a few other things I still want to try, but for now, let's just get into it. Okay, let's get into it. I just want to say, guys, if you've been watching this far and you've been enjoying what you've been watching, any subscriptions, likes, comments would be appreciated massively. There'll be plenty more to come, I hope. So this place is really a bit of a maze, huh? I haven't had the spawn yet, so I'm a bit unsure of what enemies and things we'll face. Oh, there was a pot there. I suppose the thing is with having the falchion and the crystal ball is it slows you down so massively. Taking a 50 movement speed penalty, which is probably the reason that this isn't the best loadout for a warlock. You probably... I'm really leaning towards the Spellbook Warlock actually being very viable now. I'm playing as a pure caster. You probably do need a bit of extra magical healing. You probably can't run with that baseline. And I suppose you would miss out on the Blow of Corruption power unless you just bring a backup Falchion just in case. But I tested it quickly on the dummies before, the training dummies in the like pre-game lobby. And a headshot with a Falchion with our Blow of Corruption was hitting for, I believe it was 71 from the Falchion and then 51 or so from the Blow of Corruption added magic damage. So like, I assume the trading dummies don't actually have any resistances. So it's a little bit inflated, but it really does just crazy damage. Not many people are going to survive that. Now that is of course assuming that we hit a headshot, which isn't guaranteed, but it still will do some serious damage even on a body shot. I am starting to feel a bit bad about how strong our gear is, as we're still in the low level area in Goblin Caves. Not area, matchmaking. But that won't last too much longer. We are getting quite a bit of XP now from each match. Soon we'll be level 10. Maybe after this run or another one, depending on how well this one goes. 2 people are already dead. Someone killed themselves with Hellfire, and then someone died on the Cave Troll. Let's actually just have a look. I won't drop there because I don't know the layout, and I don't want to get stuck. A lot of pots there. Kind of wish I looted those. Wow, there's an escape portal right here. Oh, that's a elite goblin. Really shouldn't be missing those. That was actually a pretty nice dodge on the spear, if I'm honest. Broken Skull. Oh, I think someone actually has aggro in that room. Or maybe not. My dogs are barking. I apologize for that. After this, we'll head into that room. We might engage some PvP. That could be a player or it could be a goblin. Okay, I think it's a goblin then. We don't really have much loot on us. Like, we could just leave now, but it feels like a bit wasteful. I suppose I should take that blue helmet just to have something extra to vendor, but it really doesn't vendor for much. So, just have a quick look. Wow, that grey Christdagger has 18 damage per hit. They definitely buffed that back up then. I wonder how Rogue's feeling now that they've got most of their things buffed back up. The thing is with these pots is they're really loud when they smash. No, there was definitely a player here at some point. Where? I think I'm hearing them aggro those skeletons. Oh, what is this room? Yeah, I heard... I don't know how I get down without just jumping. That guy is still alive down there. I can hear him picking up things. But I really don't know where you descend into the lower floor. Without just jumping down. Maybe you have to jump down? Well, let's try and remember that... Oh, there's a... Was that a cleric? he's just gonna leave. Him with one bolt of darkness before he just leaves. Or they just leave. But that didn't sound like the person below us. So I'm not entirely sure what's happening now. I guess that's just a spawn room, so there's not really much point of going in there. There's a giant spider here. I think we'll probably just kill these things and then extract. Be a rather uneventful raid, but... Oh, you can't attack. For some reason. Not sure if that was because the spider does that, or what? Let's potion up. Might be a bit of an annoying room with all these, spider mummies. I'm not exactly sure where the pot for the... there's the pot. Okay. Well, this is going to be a multi-pot room. Oh, this is the... Did that just die? No. I do want to kill this thing, because these things quite often have jewelry. Which we still only have one ring slot on. Or one ring. I'm not sure if there's going to be many other players at this point. If any. I don't think you can get rid of this, stuff on the floor. So this is actually the Skeleton Champion room. So we could probably just take that out again. Okay, someone's up in there, I just heard them open a portal. I don't hear the portal anymore either, so I think they did just straight extract. So... Oh! What are you doing here? This guy's AFK? Well, sorry guy. That feels a bit dishonorable, but if he's AFK, chances are he might just die to the zone anyway, so... I'll take on his loot in spirit. Let's quickly... Yeah, spawn in the Skeleton Champion. Now, I do like how it's very easy to cheese this, but I don't know whether Iron Mace would appreciate how easy this thing is to cheese, so I feel like it could definitely get changed. It is very tanky though, it does take a long while. Especially seeing as we have basically no extra magic damage. We have a bit of will, but most of our damage is weapon damage bonuses. But as you can see with the magical healing, even though we're spamming out 5 health spells, we just don't really run out of health at all. In fact, we could even use the Hydra as well, I forgot we had this. So if you're unaware, you can actually cast your dots on the Hydra head, which heals you extra. So you can actually gain health from using your Hydra. 2 lockpicks, quite interesting. Let's get rid of that, take the bone, and let's get out of here. Cutting it close, cutting it close. Thank you, good. It's getting to the point there where I think we're about to instantly die to the zone no matter our health. I think that's how it works. When the timer fully goes and the zone and the entire map is covered by the Dark Swarm, I think you die very, very quickly, like uncontrollably. Well, that was a pretty good run. Relatively uneventful, but we got a spare backup falchion and probably a lot of money here. We also got level 10, so we can equip our third perk. I think we will be going for... Let's see, I feel like Curse Mastery will probably be the most useful. Help us get a lot of extra poke from our Curse of Pain and Power of Sacrifice. Although Power of Sacrifice might not be classed as a curse, so it might only be Curse of Pain thinking about it. Either way, let's see how much money we got. 110 just from the collector pieces. The thing is with the skull and bone is now these are actually crafting items. So if you're unaware, you can click on service on certain traders, such as the weaponsmith, and certain items like this manosphere, legendary crystal ball with like bonus stats and things, costs intact skulls, and I'm not sure what it is, but okay, yeah, so the Troll's Bane costs bones as well. So these things are probably worth hanging on to. We got a few candy corn. These things are actually worth 5 gold each to the vendor as well. They're worth quite a lot of money. And then we got 2 extra lanterns we can sell as well. Back up to 176 gold. Let's have a look at the Goblin Merchant. There is a pendant, unfortunately. We wanted another ring, ideally. I've had a look through the shops and there's basically just nothing we want to buy, I don't think, unfortunately. So I guess we'll just be saving this gold for now. I would prefer to invest into our loadout further, but there's nothing that really looks like upgrades. Okay, we're into the third match. One awkward thing, I did accidentally bring 2 gold coins, 2 stacks of gold coins with us. Didn't really mean to do that, but hey, I guess if we die, someone will be a little bit happier than they already would be if they got our gear. If a warlock kills us, they will be very happy, I'm not gonna lie. Although I feel like our chance of dying to PvP is quite low with how geared we are in the low-level matchmaking, but hey, what can I do? This is my first warlock, I can't really just... How else can I level up, right? It's not like I'm remaking characters to play in the low-level variant. Something we're just gonna have to progress through, which we have been leveling really fast, so it shouldn't really be too much of an issue. Oh. Okay. I guess this archer almost killed itself on the... spike trap. For a second I thought there was another player here, but the amount of traps there are around here, that it's probably more likely that it run into the traps. I'm not sure if we will be at a health... positive gain? Actually, I might test this. Let me Hydra and cast double Curse of Pain and Power of Sacrifice. If we use the double dots and our current summon Hydra, we are going to lose a little bit of health overall. We don't actually have a net positive from that yet. One more magical healing, all of a sudden we'll start to be in the positive. But magical healing gear feels like it's quite rare. I don't know. I don't feel like I find almost any of it. Even on classes that can't use it, it doesn't feel like I get any. Maybe it's a rare stat. I did read that apparently the prices for magical healing gear are really high on the trading, which makes complete sense because it's such a strong stat. And I imagine Warlock's probably pretty meta at the moment with how strong it feels. Or at least there's probably a lot of people playing it because it's new. Either one of those, I imagine, is probably correct. So many mobs in this little area. Wow, we one-shot the bats with the Flow of Corruption. Now, it looks like there's some big loot down there. We do actually have some lockpicks as well, so we could try and lockpick that golden chest. I think that's a goblin step to the north. Oh. What is that? There's definitely a player in here somewhere. A barbarian? Oh wow, he did. Poor guy, I almost feel bad. I think he killed a player and then got immediately third-partied. I wonder where the person he killed is. Oh, is that them there? Yeah, it is. Oh, he actually died to the floor traps. Unfortunate. Ouch. Yeah, that's not great. Oh, and I hear someone. Gonna heal off of his Hydra. He looks like he knows what he's doing, so I think we'll try and reposition. I really don't like that position. Ouch. Really? We should kill the centipede relatively quickly, I think. As long as we don't have to deal... Oh, he's pushing us. Oh! Ooh, the stress got to me there. I don't think we hit the headshot on that guy, so he almost lived. And all the PvE beating on us as well. Oof, let's heal up. That got me spooked there. I was worried that the run was over. I was pretty confident that he wasn't going to be able to stand there and scrap with us like that. Well, as soon as he used Phantomize and ran into melee range of us, I had a good feeling, because I felt like... Oh, wow, 2 rings. Agility, max health, strength, fizz damage. Let's loop around, try and loot this other Warlock. Need to destroy this pot. See what this guy had. It could honestly just be all white. I feel like most of the damage we took there was actually from PvE. Okay, no, never mind. Oh, magical healing chest. Let's fit that in. Take a bit of his money as well. Pop a healing potion. Alright. Oh, he has a blue campfire as well, actually. Oh, magical healing boots as well. Ugh, what do I drop there? Maybe just some of this crap. Take those magical healing boots. I heard an escape portal to the north, I think. Okay, looks like we're actually stuck this way. But let's quickly loop around. Should be fine. We still do even have a potion ticking for a few ticks. I should have used a potion of protection thinking about it. Right. Let's pop a bandage just to make sure we're full HP. Okay, there's a portal in there, so let's find a way to get in there and drop down. Lever. Perfect. I would actually use a lockpick on... Or is it even locked? It's actually not even locked. Let's take a look. Alright, fine. Oh, he's an elite. I was wondering how it got to us so quick. It's probably most people dead or escaped at this point. I don't think there'll be many people here. You know what, we could actually save space by putting that there, taking that. Gives us a little bit more space for a tiny bit more loot. Let's open this portal just to be safe. We don't want like a rogue or someone to just hop down on us and surprise us. I think we'll be fine, but... we can find some money just to fill these other 2 slots we have. Maybe the skeleton corpse. And let's hop out of here. Very good one. Definitely had me on my toes, that Warlock there. I had a feeling he was going to have a bit of gear from the way he was playing. And he had some... Oh, this spellbook is +3 magical healing. Wow, I can't believe he didn't try and poke at us. If he stayed at distance, he absolutely would have been able to out-sustain us with the spellbook. It's also better at spellcasting than the crystal ball. But we did manage to get the upper hand. I had a feeling we would after he rushed in with a halberd, but this is a strong, high-damage halberd. It's just his gear didn't really have too many extra weapon damage things, and he wasn't running Blow of Corruption. He had spells and Phantomize. So, yeah. There's not really much he could have done about that. Except from just keeping his distance. He thought he could just outgear us, basically. And we showed him that he can't, but anyways, good fight. From that run, he'll definitely be thinking about how he can play fights better in the future. I'm not saying I played it significantly better at all, it's just he didn't utilize his skill set as well as, or he didn't play to his strengths, which is why he lost. If he played to his strengths, he easily could have won that. So we really are stacking up a lot of jewelry now. 4 pendants, we have 3 extra rings as well. +1 will, +1 weapon damage. I think we'll actually, +2 weapon damage, we'll actually swap out that. A lot of these pendants are pretty lackluster, but... In fact, we'll probably take the one that gives additional physical damage. Although, no, the agility is mainly the stat. Plus we've got some of these magical healing items now. And we still have our lockpicks. We're actually at 29 candy corn now. I can't imagine there'll be anything that we can buy that's very useful from him for 22 or 29. I mean, that woman's outfit is not too bad, honestly. How is the chest 28 when these legs are 65? It's crazy. 2 physical healing. These boots would be quite nice if that was magical healing. Yeah. Nothing quite we can get that's looking too interesting. But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed the episode, again, any likes, comments, subscriptions will be appreciated massively. I thank you all if you were watching this far, and there'll be plenty more to come. Thank you, guys.